Hello, my name is Rebecca Richardson and I'm from Slough Music Service. This month, October, is Black History Month and we have been celebrating in style, bringing you many different interesting facts about Black history. Have you seen our newsletter yet? I hope you have. We have teamed up with You and His Day. You and His Day is a fantastic young man from Slough who does various media and podcasts for various people in Slough. We are going to be delivering some music excellence interviews with local black musicians in Slough. This is an ongoing campaign, so look out for future interviews from people that just reflect Slough, so purely diverse interviews to look forward to. I hope you enjoyed the interviews that we got so far. We have Kenei B, Kenesha from Slough. We have Miss Vocals Monique. We have Marga Dredd. And we also have Junior Alonzo Davis, but I like to call him Junior. All of these people have made such a positive impact in Slough with their music, and we just want to share their work with you. So please do share, like, comment, give us your feedback, and enjoy.
Although you might look on social media and you see people live in a certain way, but it is that they are living that way. You can't just put up a post and say, I am this, in a sense of just live it. Yeah. And as you live it, document what you're doing as you go. And people love you for that, for your art, for what you're doing, and for just the moment of it, rather than trying to force it to keep up with social media.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the After You podcast. I'm sat here with the lovely Kenei B, a member of the Slough Music Service, and another vibrant, passionate individual from our community. You know, like, this podcast is all about bringing and showcasing people to you that are creative, open-minded, spiritual, business-minded, entrepreneurs. You know, like, we want to bring all of it to you and show that we are a diverse people and we think holistically. So with that being said, Kenei, please tell me a little bit more about yourself to start off with, and you know how you got started with the Slough Music Service and things like that.
So where should I start?
Wherever you found.
Started music from quite young. Had things like Survival. This is going way back. Black History, Survival. So that's where it started, should I say, being part of the community, the black community in Slough, starting off singing, showcases, talent shows, being like vocal training from Errol, who's that figure in Slough who does music. So from very young, maybe about the age of 6, started singing, was a part of Motivation Dance Group, which is another black amazing dance group in Slough. Also massive. Sugar and Spice I was a part of in later years, another amazing dance group in Slough that are run by our fellow black people, should I say?
Yeah, you can say that, 100%.
Yeah, so I started off there, and then I had a break in years when I got to about maybe 18, 19, teenage years, started working. And then I just found that work got stressful, and as a release, I would sing. And then that's when I got back in contact with Josh Cyrus, who is a producer from Slough, and Asen, who's another lyricist from Slough. Yep. Started singing just for fun with them, going to studio and things like that, and then
just catching a vibe.
Now I'm here with music out online. I guess that's where it all started for me, and how it's going now.
That is amazing, honestly. Like, I think what's cool to see, and I think from my perspective, what's important is that for the next generation, I say this a lot, like the next generations, they need to see a way that it can be done. 100%. It's easy to get on a platform and say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, but when they can just see you live in it, and when they can see that it's like intrinsically just within you.
And that's what it is, and that's what people need to realise, that although you might look on social media and you see people live in a certain way, but it is that they are living that way. You can't just put up a post and say, I am this, in a sense of just live it. And as you live it, document what you're doing as you go, and people love you for that, for your art, for what you're doing, and for just the moment of it, rather than trying to force it to keep up with social media, which obviously is quite fast-paced this year with lockdown and people being at home, not being at work as much. Just channel and find your art and record as you go, I guess.
You bring up a great point as well in terms of like the lockdown has like, I think it's been very eye-opening for a lot of people because they've got the opportunity to sit back and say, hold on, wait, now I really love music. I love taking pictures. I love sport, whatever it is. So, you know, that's fantastic to hear that it's intrinsically within you. So let's move on to a little bit to like obviously it's Black History Month. So we obviously got to shout that out and rep. It gets a little bit of a stigma sometimes, if you know what I mean. It's like some people... It
shouldn't carry the heavy weight that it should.
No, I think it's...
to celebrate.
Exactly, it's a celebration. I think it's an opportunity for us to highlight some amazing people that have come in our past.
Yeah.
So with yourself, like, what would you say Black History Month kind of means to you? Have you ever do you have a deep line meaning to it, or are you just kind of like, yeah, I'll shout out, man?
For me, Black History Month is actually the month that I choose to strive the most in what I'm doing, despite of what's going on in the world and what's happening with myself, emotionally or stress, whatever I'm going through at that time, whether I'm really happy. I feel like that month is a month that myself and us all should just put our everything in. Because if you look at Black history and all the dominant people that have been spoken about till this day, should I say, they didn't just fight for us over 1 month. It was over their life. It's something they'd done that was a part of them. So Black History Month for me is just to find bit more of it in a bit of my soul. Every year Black History Month, bit of soul searching, do music, push, work, try something new, you know, to become. Yeah,
I mean, another thing that we want to touch on is that Slough. You know, I really shout out Slough a lot. Like whenever I'm doing projects, like anything, because I find that Slough's had a stigma over the past.
Yes.
You know, there has been bad things, but there's bad and good everywhere. You know,
100%.
I like to always try to take the positives from wherever we can. So I know that Slough has an amazing, diverse range of musicians and artists that have come long before us.
Yes.
So in that right, you know, what would you say that like working in the Slough environment is done or not done for you?
Working in a Slough environment, that's a tricky one because when it's somewhere you live, you don't actually think of how it is to be there because you're in it. But I know what it's done for me, and I know that from a young age, I was like an adolescent. Like, I was actually quite a bad child. Not that I want to put that out there. But we had things like, you know, connections. I had like Rotunda Youth Club.
Yeah,
I had a lot of different places, and they all had studios within them. And that was another place that I was just around music. Although I wasn't singing, the guys that were there rapping or whatever else, although they held the stigma of what Slough is supposed to be like, but they were there making music, doing positive things. So although Slough had a bad stigma, they did a lot for the youth, and I hope they still do now. Obviously, I'm older, so I'm not too intact with what's going on for the youth in Slough, but they've done a lot, even with the library. I know they have different sessions there to do with music. It's amazing.
Yeah.
They really do push people in Slough to keep their craft and their art, despite of funding or whatever else that could be issues within a small community.
Yeah.
We've always had community. I think that triumphs over everything, you know. If I woke up tomorrow and I felt, I want to dance again, there's so many dance groups still going. I can just call someone up and be like, look, I know I'm older, I might be out of shape, but I want to dance again. Or just like with singing, woke up one day and here I am. You know, Slough offers opportunities, it really does. You've just got to go outside your door and find them.
Yeah, I think I agree massively with that. I think that it's helped to form me in finding like who I am as an individual, but it's also kind of allowed me to go out into the world with good ground knowledge. Like, you know, you keep your feet on the ground, that a lot of people like to say. So yeah, it's great to hear that. So tell me some more about like recent projects that you're working on, or maybe upcoming projects that you'd like to tell people about.
So recently I've been on BBC Music introducing. So I think for the past 4 months running, I've had a song played, which has been really nice. So, and this is BBC introducing music in Slough.
Oh,
so that's another thing that obviously they've got a lot of artists that play on there. It's really nice to have that. Yeah, I've just been involved in that for now, because obviously with lockdown, it's been quite hard. I have been doing some online sort of team sort of sessions with music and singing as well. So that's been really good.
Do you think that is a good one for you? Do you think that it's been more positive since obviously having social media, more digital workshops, more access to people? Or do you think that it's also pulled us away from us a little bit too much?
It's a bit of both, because when it comes to music and art, I'm a person that likes presence, and I believe like if you're in the presence of people, just the movement could inspire you. Whereas when it's online, it's hard to catch, you know, like vibes and the aura of a person. But at the same time, it's nice to be outside the box and try it, because online is a different world for people like me. Yeah. I've grown up from the 90s and used to go in play centres and being out there with people. So to now, I guess, meet the new age of online, and people are strapped for time, do more things at once. I can work and probably sing along on the side, you know? So it's a bit both. I think it depends on the individual and how you take it, and as long as you don't let social media and online platforms take over that balance of being able to socialise and be around people and connect with people in person. So it's a bit of both.
Okay, that's fantastic. I mean, I think that, as I was going back to the beginning, like providing that route, and like you said, you've come from that different era of, we didn't really have social media like that. We did this, like we just talked and got to know each other. But I think that this bridge between us as our age group and the next generation is going to be very key for definitely. You know, helping. You know, you hear a lot of mental health things that kids are going through and stuff like that. So what's one thing since the lockdown you really felt that has helped you in your music, whether it's like reachability or people just tuning in?
Funny enough, I feel like everything going online has helped me with my music. So I've got used to being on camera even when I'm not in the mood. Because I work from home and I do a lot of calls every day. So I have to get up and be on camera, and despite of my mood, just do what I'm doing. So that's helped in music, because music, if I wasn't in the mood, I'll think, nah, not today. But then I'm like, actually, I'm used to being on camera now. You know, you see the top half of my face, and I can wear my pajamas on the bottom half. No one see it during performances. So yeah, it's nice, and it's opened me up, because I'm quite a humbug, and I don't like anyone in my personal space, especially in my home. But then having online, it's like they're in your home with you, even though they're not. So that's definitely opened me up as well, to be more open and just go with it, just go with the flow.
So basically, kind of, it has helped in a way. You know, but it's essentially we always still need those people skills. So I mean,
definitely.
Okay, I'll leave you one last thing that I really want you to highlight is one bit of advice you would give to the younger version of yourself who's entering the market now.
Ooh, he went there. What would I say to the younger self of me? To keep going. And despite what people think or feel about you, there's a reason why you are the way you are. And whether it's good or bad, just try and address certain issues within yourself and follow your art. Don't stop, keep going. Times change, the weather changes, we can't predict it. But as long as you're doing what you want to do, bit by bit, don't overload yourself, you'll be fine. Just keep going.
Fantastic.
Keep pushing.
Okay, well, you know, you've heard it live from the lady herself. I would like you to just let the people know where they can find you, where they can stay up there, socials and all that.
So on all my social media, it's Kenei B, and that's KENEIB. So that's on Instagram. All my music is on all social media platforms, and all platforms, iTunes, YouTube, wherever. And that's Kenei B.
I'd like to thank you for spending the time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, like this is things, that's what we talk about, collaboration, isn't it? When it's open and it's honest. So stay tuned, people. I hope you're enjoying a positive Black History Month and you're learning a lot more. As I said, we're just opening up and bringing forward some people to you that, you know, you really need to know about. And not everyone necessarily knows where everyone is. So visibility is a key, representation is key, and, you know, we'll just keep fighting for those things. So with that being said,
thank you.
Appreciate you for locking in. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you also.
I'll see you guys on the next one.
Stars in their eyes and they're calling it love. They got